With FNCS Global Championships officially being less than a week away, I want to go over everything you need to know before FNCS Major 2 LAN officially starts. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're literally 800 subs away from 65k. So if this is your first time watching, please just subscribe and turn on notifications. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKDOG to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so I want to get all of the basic information out of the way before we get more in depth about everything. So let's just start off simple with the format. Now the format on day one is going to be 65 points per the win and 4 points for every single elimination. So the placement points are the exact same as like FNCS and Cash Cups. If you look at it now, we actually get 2 points in Duo Cash Cup finals, I'm pretty sure, for every single elimination. But LAN is actually a 1.5x format. So on day two, it is going to be 100 points for the win and 6 points for every single elimination you're going to be able to get. So this is going to be a very high scoring format. If you're a team that is in like 30th place on day one and you're able to drop like a 15 elimination win on day two, you're absolutely going to skyrocket on the leaderboard. I saw a lot of pros really complain about this, as they don't really like the fact that if you're having a good day one, you're going to need to have an even better day two to be able to even just maintain the placement that you're in. But from a viewer aspect, I think this is a lot more entertaining, especially if a team is winning by like 200 points on day one. You know that anything could still happen on day two. A very good example of this is Acorn and Cold. The past 3 FNCSs have really struggled on day one, besides the one that they won, obviously. But the other ones, they were in like 20th place day one, and then they were able to still finish top 3. So simply from a content and viewer aspect, I think this is a good thing for the game, but from a competitive aspect, it's probably not the best. All right, next we actually have the official start times for the tournament. And obviously you guys all know it is going to be on September 7th and September 8th. It is a 2-day tournament, and the times for this are going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then 2 p.m. BST. If you guys need any of the other times, it should be up on the screen right now. Shout out Fortnite Comp Report for this. And he said that the days are scheduled to last around 5 hours long. So these are obviously going to be very long tournaments since it is the biggest one of the year, and it is an in-person event. So we should expect to see things like interviews, and we do get face cams of like every single player. So this is a very, very big tournament. I saw a lot of people complaining that it is very early for NA, but I think this is just the times that work the best for like EU viewers as well. The only thing that is a little bit tough for this tournament, especially for NA, it is going to be competing with like the NFL opening week. If you guys choose to watch the NFL over the globals, don't worry, I'll have a recap video going over every single thing that happened the exact same day. All right, let's get into some more of the controversies of globals, and that is the actual global championship prize pool for this year. Now the prize pool got cut down by literally so much. If you look at it this year, first place, I'm gonna say only here, and I'm not saying only because it's a small amount of money, I'm saying only in comparison to last year. So first place is only going to be getting $400,000 split. And if you guys remember last year when Cooper and Miro won, they actually got $500,000 each. So Cooper and Miro actually got double of what the winners are going to get this year. And obviously this did not really leave anybody happy at all. We have like $1 million in reload cups, which barely even work, and then less than half of the prize pool from last year, when I would say Fortnite is doing better than ever right now, especially because of the fact that they're literally going to be adding the FNCS pickaxe back into the item shop and not really giving any of the money they're going to make from that into the competitive prize pool. To me, it just seems a little bit selfish from Epic Games, but hey, what are you really going to do about it? The other thing that I feel like is a really big problem in this tournament is if you place top 10 at a LAN event, you're only going to be going home with $15,000. And yeah, I know, once again, I'm saying only $15,000, but like if you're a smaller region team like Middle East or OCE and you're only winning like 10k from winning an FNCS in general, placing top 10 at a LAN should get you more than $15,000. But I mean, it looks like this is just the road that Epic Games is going down now. Hopefully they increase the prize pool for LAN in the future. Let's go over all of the brand new confirmed duos that have to play at this LAN event now, simply because of the fact that so many people had visa issues and then people just not attending due to like personal reasons and things like that. Let's start off with the big one, and that is going to be Swizzy and Yapko are now going to be playing this tournament. Obviously, Swizzy and Vaniac were the FNCS Grand Final winners 2 seasons ago, but now Vaniac has unfortunately been denied his visa like over 5 times now, and there is no way he is going to be able to attend this tournament. And Swizzy has finally picked his fill for this, and it is going to be Yapko. Now, this team looked really good in the Cash Cup Opens, but then they did kind of struggle struggle in the Cash Cup finals. They finished in 24th in the actual finals, but the thing that worried me the most about them is they honestly were getting, I have to say, just outplayed by Mongraal and Mr. Savage off spawn. And it looks like they are still going to be landing the Raft, and it is going to be quad contested. So them going from a team like Mongraal and Mr. Savage, who I feel like definitely are high enough caliber to qualify for globals, but going from them to 3 of the other best teams in the world, it's going to be a little bit rough off spawn for them. But Swizzy and Yapko respectively are both very insane players, and I think they will be able to figure out a plan to be able to make the most out of their situation. Next we have Goon and Quanti. Now this is probably one of the most controversial things we've ever had in Fortnite. Goon and Knight were the original duo, and then Knight had visa issues, and then Goon originally picked up Quanti, but then he ended up dropping Quanti because he wanted to play with a fellow Brazil player, because that's just like the native language that Goon speaks, and it would be a lot easier for him to build chemistry with a fellow Brazil player. Then Quanti actually ended up complaining to Epic Games about this, and Epic Games actually granted him permission and pretty much forcing Goon to play with Quanti now. And this has honestly led like the whole region of Brazil to just absolutely hate Quanti. And I can't say that there's anything that is like a bigger vibe killer in a duo than this. Like Quanti is quite literally holding Goon hostage to play with him. And I mean, fair play to Quanti. They are competing for a life-changing amount of money, and anybody that has the potential to be able to play in this tournament is going to want to play in it. But I think that Epic Games has really just handled this whole situation poorly, and I just don't think we're ever going to see another LAN event held in the US. Another team that just completely just spawned in basically into globals was Agers and Rise. This was a team that didn't even qualify for globals, and then both of these players actually got in as a fill, and then the 2 players that they were filling with ended up getting their visas denied, and then Milo got like banned or something. We still don't know the full situation there, but then it ended up turning into Agers being able to just pick up Rise, who is his original duo in the first place, and now they are going to be attending LAN together. Then we have W Quizzy, who just literally still hasn't picked a duo somehow. After doing some further research, it looks like W Quizzy's English is just not the best, and he's just not able to find a fill player that speaks the same language as him. He is a Middle Eastern pro, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how he hasn't picked a duo with less than a week left until LAN, but I mean, at this point, I don't even know if he really cares. Best of luck to him and whoever he's going to be ending up playing with for globals though. And then finally, the last field team is Cheeps and Yamzo. And now Cheeps was originally playing with Turtle, but then Turtle is now not attending just because of personal reasons, I guess. So he ends up getting the very first pick out of all of the field players, and he ends up picking up Yamzo. I think Yamzo definitely is the best pick of all the fills that were available. And also, this team has already been practicing with each other for so long. I think besides like Rise and Agers, who are obviously like an official duo, they have the most practice out of like any field team here. Cheeps has been playing from EU on all of the tournaments they've been playing together also. So I think this team is going to do amazing at globals. I think this has potential to be one of the best field teams there. Which teams are actually looking the best though? Now, the only like real indication we have to go off for this is the singular duo Cash Cup that we have had this season. And looking at it for just 2 of the big regions of EU and NA, since these are a lot of the teams that are more uncontested, the winner of EU was actually the current defending EU FNCS champions, and that is Flixie and Vico. We also saw Sato and Andalex, who is the team contesting Acorn and Cole that Bruto Beachhead gets 2nd place. Then we had Cammy and Seti in 3rd. I think Cammy and Seti are going to place a lot higher than people are really giving them credit for. I think last season was just one bad season, and they might not be the best off spawn fighters anymore, but it looks like they are not going to be contested at LAN. So I think this team has the potential to do very, very good. In 4th place was Reason and Vadil, another LAN team. So we had a full top 4 of LAN teams on EU, and looking at NA, it was more of the same story. The whole top 6 were LAN teams. 1st place was obviously Booga and Aviv. 2nd place was Peterbot and Pollo. 3rd place Clicks and Vino. 4th place Batman Booga and Rapid. 5th place is Dukes and Sphinx, and then 6th place was Epic Whale and Muzz. So I mean, the LAN teams have been the ones that have been practicing the most recently, and that is definitely showing off on the tournament leaderboards. I want to quickly go over every single team that is going to be contested at LAN, and I want you guys to comment down below who you guys think is going to win each of those fights. So I'm going to start off at the top left of the map. It is Sky and Scroll versus Huddy and Kovacs. I think I'm going to give that one to Huddy and Kovacs. And then we have Job and Michael versus Chap and Teeny. I think Chap and Teeny win that one. They were really struggling off spawn in the last Duo Cash Cup finals, but I still do think they are just a better team in general. Then we got Damo versus Kayaki, and I'm gonna be honest, I can't tell you a single thing about either of these teams. I have no clue who's going to win there. At Brutal Beachhead, we have Acorn and Cold versus Andalex and Sato. I'm not sure if these teams are actually going to fight or if they're going to be splitting this POI, but if I just had to predict a team that is going to win this off spawn fight, I think it would be Acorn and Cold. Then we have Malibuca and Mustache versus Alex and Worthy, and I just have to be straight up here. I think Malibuca and Mustache win this pretty easily. When Alex and Worthy came to NA, they were able to make grands, but they weren't able to put up any like crazy type of performance. You guys might also be asking, isn't Reet and Ritual contested by Muzz and Epic Whale? Yes, they are, but these guys are just going to be splitting the drop. I doubt they'll fight even a single game. So the next fight we have is Goon and Quanti versus Ed and Persa, and I feel like Quanti and Goon are both very underrated off spawn fighters. I think they do have the edge here. Then we have Daneth and Tinka versus Adapt and FKS. I also don't really know much about either of these teams, so let me know who you guys think is going to win that in the comment section. Then we have Cal and 7Man versus CZB and Nathan. To me, I think Cal and 7Man are just the better duo, so I think they will end up winning that off spawn. And then Cheeps and Yamzo versus Zagu. I think if they do end up fighting, Cheeps and Yamzo should have that one pretty handedly. And then obviously we do have to talk about the battle at the Raft. I know the Raft is probably the most popular POI right now, and if you look at the actual map for it right now, it is Swizzy and Yapko, Kazi and Aspect, and then Trashy and Threats all landing on the left side, while Peterbot and Pollo get the whole right side completely to themselves. So it is looking like Peterbot and Pollo are going to get both the Mythic AUG and the Scan Coin completely uncontested for 12 out of 12 games. Obviously, things are still subject to change, but as of right now, it is looking like Peterbot and Pollo should be the favorites to win this LAN event. And finally, we have to talk about the fight for forecast between Clix and Vino and Peterbot and Pollo. Now, if you guys have been watching any of these scrims or the duo cash cups, it's looking like Peterbot and Pollo are going to be able to loot the Raft fast enough to be able to get the forecast tower as well. And if Peterbot and Pollo are not able to get the forecast tower, it's looking like they're just shooting out Clix's launch pad. So it's kind of just like Peterbot sending a message to Clix that he is willing to grief him no matter what happens to get that forecast tower. And even in the fights that they have been having, it's like 6-2 to Peterbot. So if Clix and Vino just completely back out of that fight and just give Peterbot the forecast tower for completely free, them having the Mythic AUG, the Scan Coin, and the forecast tower every single game would be one of the most broken combinations I feel like we've ever seen at a LAN event. I know this was a really long video though, and if you guys are still here up to this point, please just subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you want to support me even more, especially when buying the FNCS pickaxe that is coming out in like 2 days from now. YouTube says they'll enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at KDOG to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.